Hello, welcome back to the Cookston Crafts podcast. I'm Claire and I am based in Aberdeenshire. I produce hand-dyed yarn and I also teach some craft workshops, and I love to share lots of project ideas with you all, things that I've knitted, crocheted and sewn this time as well. I actually have quite a few finished objects to show you. It has been a wee while, I guess, since the last time that I recorded a podcast, so I'm going to dive right in and show you some of the things I've been working on. Obviously, this one, I absolutely love it. I've been working on it for quite a while. It's the Wervil sweater. Now, it's in the La Bien-Aimée Neons and Neutrals book, which is just a beautiful book. There's already at least another 2 projects that I would love to work on. This one is by Micah van Hein. Now, Micah, the last time I sent her a wee message and said I have mentioned this project in my podcast, and she very kindly sent me a video message, a voice note with the pronunciation of her name. I know that's not it, but Micah, I think I can do. So thank you so much, and thank you for loving the Wervil, and it's just a really fun project to work on. The colour work is just amazing, and it's not, I was about to say strange construction. It's not a strange construction at all. It's top down, obviously very colour work here, and you follow the charts in there. I began this with a dark blue round here, and whilst I liked it, it just wasn't really doing it. So I think bear in mind that this one is going to be quite prominent. That's the one that's going to be beside your face and things. So, bear that in mind. And also it's used in the cuffs. But, have fun with colour. I think probably this one I used more than 20 grams, but the rest I think I got from mini skeins. Maybe there was the odd one. I don't think I did. All minis. I will update my project notes on Ravelry. I'm not the best at doing that. I just am like on to the next project as soon as I finish one. I also have quite a few ends. I've done the sleeves, but I've got quite a few ends to weave in at the back there. But no one sees that, right? Anyway, the interesting construction in it is that, I don't know if you guys can see, you switch from quite a regular gauge. I think I did mine on a 3.5 needle, and then you double up your main colour yarn. So this was a merino nylon cashmere base, and it's in the colourway Pearl, and I held 2 strands of it together. Now I did what you shouldn't do, and I dived right in, and I didn't gauge swatch or anything. So the body of it, if I stand up, the body of it for me was a little tight. But the reason for that was that I made a massive error at the very, very beginning. And I didn't discover that until I had finished all the colour work. So there was no way it was coming out. My numbers weren't right. And I think it was probably coming out about 3 sizes smaller than I had planned. So don't do what I do. Concentrate. I think I was just desperate to get onto the colour work and have some fun with the yarn. Anyway, I then had to bodge, my numbers for the body and the arms, and I also went up quite a few needle sizes. Now, the reason for that, it can happen a lot, and I think it's important that you say, even when you teach knitting, you still make mistakes. It's learning from your mistakes that's important, I guess. Doing a gauge swatch, I think I should have learned that lesson quite a few years ago. Anyway, I went up a couple of needle sizes. I think I did it on a 5.5mm needle for the body, which means that it's done in no time. It's great, just as well, because I did it twice, maybe 3 times. Anyway, I'm a little bit sad that this project is over. I absolutely loved it. And it's sometimes good to be pushed out of your comfort zone and to make mistakes and to have to figure out, a bit of maths. And so I highly recommend it. Lovely, beautiful book if you were looking for a gift for someone. It's the La Bien Ami Neons and Neutrals. Following on from this, what else could you need? I mean, this one, I was going to be doing a talk I did do a talk at my son's school, and he was like, you are not wearing that. So just to draw some more attention to yourself, I'm going to a show tomorrow down in Galashiels, Tangled at Galashiels. It's on Friday and Saturday, the 2nd and 3rd of June. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I'll wear this, I'll have this with me. I think the forecast is meant to be quite warm. So I'll have it with me on the sample rail, along with lots of other samples that you can see in the colourways that I produce. But what do you do 2 days before a show? But start to make yourself some matching trainers. They're so cool. So this was not my idea. It was a video that I watched on Instagram, and I will tag who came up with this fantastic idea. So they are actually knitted fabric that the Converse are made from, and I managed to pick these up on Vinted. So I'm just doing a little duplicate stitch over the top. I've only done one so far, and I must admit I am finding it quite hard on the fingers. So I might just be the girl with one knitted shoe. I might have one plain one, but I thought that's such a fun idea, and I think I will probably, because when you've got them on, I tried them on last night, they look pretty plain, so I think I'm going to do the tongue of the trainer as well. We'll see. Thought it's a little bit of fun anyway. Right, next up, I've got sitting over the back of the chair here, I'll show you this dress. It's been a while since I've had a finished sewing project, and I talk about sewing a lot, but I don't actually get round to doing it. So this was the Orchid Midi, and it's by Chalk and Notch, a beautiful pattern. I have made it once before, so that was probably part of the reason why this one was put together so quickly. I did it over the course of a week. And it's a really well written pattern. I know you're not getting the full effect there, but look, it's got pockets. It's got this little drawstring around the waist, so there's no actual fitting to it. It is a wrap dress, and I sometimes find that a wrap, it's always opening and things, but this really doesn't. It finishes quite high. The crossover is quite high. There's no zip, no buttons. Fantastic one if you were looking for a dress project. This fabric, beautiful. It's a cotton lawn that I treated myself to last summer, I think. It came from Spoonflower. I can't remember the designer of the fabric, but I will add that to the notes and share that with you too. I wore that to a ladies' day just recently, and it was really nice, quite weddingy. Might wear it to a wedding that we've got this summer too. I have noticed that the Great British Sewing Bee's back on again, and I absolutely love it. I think it's on a Wednesday night, isn't it? So I'm looking forward to seeing how the contestants develop, and it's always lovely to watch podcasts the next day where they review what they've made and get ideas for patterns that you could potentially work on. So from an inspiration point of view, I absolutely love it. No one talk to me at 9 p.m. on a Wednesday. Go away, it's my time. So after I had finished knitting this Wervil sweater, I decided not to dive into a knitting project and thought, I'm quite often asked at shows, do I have any crochet samples? And it's where I started my passion for yarn, I guess, and crafting was crochet. I'd always knitted, but not in the slightly obsessive way that I do now. But I loved to crochet, and I crocheted every day for years when my kids were really little. So I had a look on Ravelry, and I came across a crochet tank pattern. It's called the Honeycomb Summer Tank by Brianna Kay. Let me share it with you. I am using, because I opened up a full skein of this one, I'm using the leftovers for this crochet tank. I will need a second skein obviously, but I think I might get it from 150 grams of fingering weight yarn, and it's just got this really cute honeycomb effect. So it's filet crochet, it's all trebles. It is an American pattern, so bear that in mind in terms of terminology and things. But I'm really enjoying it, and it's one that now the pattern is in my head, I can kind of just visually see where the next hole is. So I actually took that away with me camping last weekend and did a few rows. So that's going to be a nice one to just pick up every now and again. I might take that to Galashiels with me as well, actually, at the show, because it'll be a nice one to work on. Not too big, and as I say, now the pattern is in my head. So it'll be nice to have a sample, a crochet sample. Yeah, I think that's something that I will try and do more of, to have crocheted examples of what the hand-dyed yarn looks like. I've probably not picked a very good example there, because this is a semi-solid. This is the deep raspberry. I don't know if I said that. So as well as that, the other thing that's been going on behind the scenes was the May treat box. I'm not going to share the full May treat box because it only went out last weekend, and I know that a few people will probably still be waiting for it. And it's a lovely surprise. I know you all enjoy getting the surprise of opening up your subscription treat box. This month's one was inspired by a pink feather, and yeah, I hope that the yarn matches up to that. So keep an eye on social media, and I will share a picture of that finished product soon. I will be working on it's only once every 2 months, so I will be working on the July treat box pretty soon actually. And the reason for that is that we're going on a family holiday, so it will go out a little bit later than planned. It would normally go out the last week in July, but it's going to come out the first week in August. And what I would like to do is get them all made and prepared before I go on holiday, so that I can enjoy my holiday and literally just slap the labels on and ship them out as soon as I come back. So that's the plan. This is the image that I'm going to use. Some lovely beach huts, because I thought, height of summer, so think this bright. I think I've got a bit of a thing for pink at the moment. There's pink, maybe this minty turquoise, there's some yellow there too, so I'm not sure where I'll go with it, but that's going to be the inspiration behind the yarn, and it'll be accompanied by lots of treats from small businesses. The treat box support has been fantastic over the last 3 years since I started doing them. Someone popped that up on their memories the other day, and it kind of blew me away a little. The price has gone up slightly. Anyone that is a subscriber will have had a little note from me to let you all know that, but I just can't keep it as reasonable as it was in the past. Obviously, the cost of everything has gone up. So yeah, that's the July treat box, which is available to order now. The other thing that I will be closing soon is the Advent calendar pre-orders. They will close on Monday, I think is the 5th of June. I really need to start prepping yarn for that, and I've got all the mini skeins, unless there's a huge flurry, but I'm not expecting a huge flurry of orders. I've got all the minis in stock now, they're all bought, and the summertime is a perfect opportunity for me to start working on those Advent minis. So with that in mind, I am going to shut up shop for the kids' summer holidays. So for us, that starts, I think, the first week in July, right through until the end of August. I will send a newsletter out letting everyone know that, but it just means that, one, if it's a beautiful day, I can take off with the kids and we can go and have fun somewhere and explore. But also, it's a time of year where people, I tend to find they want to be out in their gardens and things. And so the workshop will close. I'm normally open every Wednesday, so I'll close that for the summer, and I'll also stop the craft night Zooms as well. Again, I find that people just want to be out and about doing things in the evenings, and we can catch up and chat over the, September, October months when we want to start courieing in and working on some knitty projects. Before I shut up shop for the summer though, I'm going to have an open day again. So I had one back in April and it was fantastic. It was lovely to see people. I'm going to do it on Saturday the 24th of June. I'll be open all day so you can come and see the workshop and have a look at the sample rails, get any advice that you need on patterns and yarns and things. I think I'll try and be a little bit more organised at this open day. Last time it was a little bit hectic to say the least. I'm going to get my niece to come and help. She is fantastic and dead keen, so she's going to come and help me on the Saturday, and I'm going to probably try and suggest some time slots for people as well, just so that you're not waiting to speak to me, and also from a logistical point of view in the driveway. It's an old farm that we live on, so there is plenty of space and things, but at one point I think my husband thought he was going to have to go out and direct the traffic. So look out for some information on the open day and about time slots and things. I won't be holding you to specifics, but just I think it would help a little if I organise that. Finally, I thought I would show you some of the new yarns, some of the new stock that I will have available from next week. I'm taking it all with me to Tangled at Galashiels. I'm hoping that this just all, if I click my fingers, it'll all just be packed up and on hooks in Galashiels. So tomorrow I have a 3.5 hour drive ahead of me. I thoroughly enjoy it though. I love being with other yarny people. Yeah, it's just really nice to be around other people who are as excited about yarn and things as I am. But yeah, I thought I would show you some yarns. So this one is a really special one I've had in stock on the shelves for a wee while. So I've seen a lot of people looking for lace weight yarn recently. I shared a ranunculus sweater that I was wearing during, I think it was the Yorkshire Yarn Fest, and I used just one skein of lace because obviously the lace just goes that little bit further. This one is a little bit extra special. It's called Isle of Lewis and it's 100% mulberry silk. So a real treat. It's so shiny and soft and squishy. That's the only 100% mulberry silk one. Let me look out some other lace weights. So there's these. And then I've also done the deep raspberry colour that I'm wearing as well. So that's just the Isle of Lewis at the bottom. This is just a blue one-of-a-kind one. I mean, the rich jewel colours in that are just lovely. It's shining really nicely. I've got Fallen Leaves, which are really pretty speckled one, a little bit more autumnal. This blue is called Cornflower, and that's the colour that I knitted the ranunculus in. And that's something I'm trying hard to do too, is have the sample but have the actual yarn, because you'd be amazed at how often people say, no, I just want it there and in that colour. So I've tried really hard to make sure I've got the right yarn and colourways in stock when I'm taking samples with me. And then this one I think is really pretty. This is Rubus. So they're all the 70% merino, 30% silk, and they're all a single ply. But don't be put off by that. I sometimes put off by singles because they pill really easily and they bobble. But the silk in this adds extra strength and durability. And I find, the ranunculus that I have worn in the past, and I'll add a picture of it, it's something that I wear almost every week, and it's really held up well. I have got a couple of other silk ones as well, but they're a wee bit more one of a kind. I haven't even schemed these up yet, but look at the shine. These are the 50% merino, 50% silk, so your silk content is getting greater. There's 2 different colourways in here, but it's just really special. So I will have these on the website next week too, if they don't sell at Galashiels. There's a couple of new colourways. This one, I should have named it before I came on here, but it's got some really soft lilac, some creamy colours, and then this peachy pink colour too. I love to dye highly variegated speckled yarns because I find it just spurs you on when you're actually knitting with it, because you want to see what the next bit might look like. I should have really named that before the podcast. This is an old treat box one. It's called Spring Pansy, and it has the softest, prettiest little speckles. So just a pop every now and again. Again, lilacs, blues. There's some green and some yellow in that one too. I dyed some of this one, Fruit Salad. I've got it on the cashmere base, I think there it is, right there, but I did it on the standard merino nylon base as well, and that one just, shouts summer to me. It will make a really nice summer top. So that one's called Fruit Salad. And then this one, it's on the merino silk base, and it's lots of lovely greens. It's coming up quite yellowy on here actually. It's a little bit deeper in real life, and it's got little orange speckles through it too. And I think I'm going to call that one There's a Fox in the Woods. The girls I was camping with last week will know what that means, what the reference to that was. It was quite an eventful weekend. The other one that I have too is this one called Wild Bluebell. I recently had my friend Jenny come out and take some photographs in the workshop of me working behind the scenes so that I can use them on social media. It's not something that I enjoy very much, but she makes you feel so comfortable. And then I dyed some mini skeins to match, so that could pair for a nice pair of socks, I think. So that one's Wild Bluebell. So, lots going on as usual. I am about to open up the workshop for the day. I'm open today until 4 o'clock, but then I have my team of helpers coming to help pack all this up and load up the car ready for a show. I'm quite excited for this show. I've deliberately decided not to do so many shows this year. They're a huge expense, I'm just going to say it, and they are really time consuming too. So I've decided just to do 3 shows this year. So I'll be at Galashiels this weekend. Have I said that already? And then Port Soy on the 26th of August. And then there's one more in October. I don't think I can officially say yet, but you'll probably read between the lines and you'll know which show I'm talking about. I'm not doing Yarndale, unfortunately, this year. It was just too far for me to travel this year, and also it clashed with the Rugby World Cup. We're huge rugby fans, and we were going to be taking the kids to the Rugby World Cup, one of the games in France, and it was the Yarndale weekend. We had to make a decision on it at the very beginning of the year, and then we saw how much that was going to cost to take 3 kids to the game. So we're not doing that either. I'm not saying never again to Yarndale. It's a fantastic show and I thoroughly enjoy it. Michelle and I always have a great time down there. My friend Michelle comes with me. But yeah, this year I'm giving Yarndale a miss. So yeah, I hopefully will see you at a show at some point. And if you're local to here, then feel free to pop over on one of the open days. I think as well, the open days are a lovely way for me to just open up here, have that interaction with people, be able to give that pattern advice, but have none of the, the expense of fuel and, your show costs and things. They all have to be factored in, and also time away from the family. Logistically, it's not as easy as it was when they were smaller. They all have their own things that they want to do, so life is just more straightforward if I'm around. So I hope you understand my reasoning for the lack of shows. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that podcast, and I promise promise I won't leave it so late. I'll try and do another one before the summer break. Take care, everyone. See you later.